by him.
And Texas going for it here on 4th and short.
Do you like it?
I love it. There's got to be a time where Mack Brown is that, because this is the head coach's call. There's got to be a time where the head coach says, let's go for it. Now, just pound straight ahead. Your offensive line has to win this battle for you.
They got their hammer guy in there, Cody Johnson. He gets the call. And he gets the first down just across the 42-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to at some point. And Mack really lets his coaches coach. He lets his defensive coordinator coach. He lets his offensive coordinator coach. But that's the place where he can put his hands on this team. Say 4th and 1, we're just over midfield, 13-9 in our first ball game. Go for it. Good aggressive call.
Malcolm Brown, the deep back out of the eye. Cody Johnson, the up back. 1st and 10, Malcolm Brown. A nice gain. And boy, you can really sense the fans here holding their breath when he touches the ball. Look at those impressive numbers coming out of high school. Class 5A Offensive Player of the Year. And in the state of Texas, when you look at the numbers of kids that play high school football, that's a big-time award.
Well, and the reason that they were so confident when he played 5A level, you know, they got Bergeron out of that 1A, 2A level, a much smaller school, so it was hard to say, because he was playing against smaller opponents and everything, hard to say whether he would translate. He has, but they figured Malcolm Brown would.
There's a reverse, a little trickery, and a throw. Shipley. Touchdown! But there's a flag on the play. Porras was back there defending Shipley. John Harris let it go on the reverse and delivered it to Shipley. And this is what they came to see tonight.
What a fantastic job by Shipley. He gets pushed out of bounds by Porras, fights back in. You have to get your feet back in. You saw the hat go by the official, but that was an excellent job by a true freshman. Got back in, established himself. Now, the only thing they're going to review is whether he actually made the catch, because Shipley did a wonderful job, got himself back into the field of play before he was the first to touch the ball.
Terry Porter, our replay official. Boy, that's a nice throw for a receiver, John Harris, right there. Yeah, it looked like he had his arms underneath the ball.
That ball did not look to me like it touched the ground as he went down. Now, it's the whole process. You have to make the catch all the way through, landing on the ground. But again, there Shipley gets reestablished in the field of play, so it's not a penalty. And the angle before looked to me like he got his arm underneath. This is a very savvy young man. Remember Jordan Shipley, his older brother, an NFL receiver, had 100 catches, an All-American here as a senior. Yeah, that's a catch.
You look at the throw by Harris. You know, he was a high school quarterback.
It was close. It looked like the tip of that ball was going down, but
there's another look. This should be a little more definitive, and I would have to say that he caught that ball.
Boy, that's really good. That's a true freshman. This is a guy who's been around a lot of football his whole life and has great body control, very good hands.
After further review, the on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
And Jackson Shipley with his first collegiate touchdown. And you have a feeling there's going to be a lot more where those came from.
He's one of the fastest guys on the team. Watching him in practice, all the coaches talk. Brian Harsin was talking about how he just understands space. He adds wrinkles to routes that we didn't even really talk about. Just has a great grasp and great ability.
The extra point good. There's a little bit of irony in the fact that the touchdown pass wasn't thrown by the quarterback, Garrett Gilbert.
But they'll take it, I'm pretty sure, Mark.
Jackson Shipley, somewhere his older brother Jordan watching, saying, you know where he learned that from. Harris liked it too.
Texas football on the Longhorn Network is brought to you by Taco Cabana, the flavors of Mexico made fresh by hand, and by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
And welcome back, everyone, to Austin, Texas. The Longhorns leading now, increasing their lead to 20-9, courtesy of that 8-play, 72-yard drive, eclipsing about 3.5 minutes on the clock. Well, after the game, stick around on the Longhorn Network for the Texas Game Day Final. Get all the post-game analysis, highlights, and a look ahead at next week's game against BYU. Texas Game Day Final on the Longhorn Network tonight at 10 o'clock Central Time. Mark Jones along with Ed Cunningham and Samantha Steele.
There's those Oregon Duck shoes.
Funky.
Yeah, I noticed that yesterday. Mac, I asked Coach Brown.
How did he get that by Coach?
Well, I asked him, and he didn't want to talk about it. He said, I'm not going to bring it up.
Very Oregon-ish, huh? Kicker's got their own beat. Ross at the goal line. Kind of headed on Cruz and made it out near the 25-yard line. But when you look at some of the guys who have been catalysts at Cunningham for tonight, it's been some of the youth.
Yeah, the biggest cheers have come when Malcolm Brown, the true freshman, we showed his stats earlier. We had a monster high school career, running pretty good. I like how he keeps it going straight ahead, and then they do a reverse, a little Boise State trick. John Harris, a freshman, to Shipley, a freshman. So recruiting doing okay for the Longhorns in this ball game.
Charles Ross in the backfield. First and 10. Let's see how Rice responds. Ross with a nice run, broke a couple of tackles, sets up a second down in about one. Blake Gideon making the stop. You got the feeling that they lost an opportunity in the last drive. Psychologically, any effect, you think?
The only reason I'd say no is it's a pretty veteran squad for Rice. These guys have been through a lot of injuries, guys have had to sit up. That's the only reason. But if they can't produce here and Texas goes down and scores on their next drive, then I think we can start talking about some of that confidence starting to wear off.
Ross gets the first down. Interesting that Charles Ross has been the guy tonight as opposed to Sam McGuffey, who led the team not only in rushing a season ago, but passing and receiving.
You know, Ross is a guy that they've kind of been waiting for a little bit. He's fought some injuries. Big guy at 230 pounds, but one of the fastest on the team. But, yeah, we've not seen McGuffey. I believe he only has one touch so far in the ball game.
4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ross again gets the carry, gets about 2.
Oh, and Sam McGuffey, who was the leading rusher and receiver last year, transfer from Michigan. Around 10.6, 10.7, 100 meter. So very fast.
25-foot long jumper, too.
Yeah,
great athlete.
People coming in to check in with him. I wonder if feels a little bit like it might be a punishment thing. Like maybe something this doesn't feel right to me that McGuffey is not playing much, if at all.
Quick 3-step drop and a nice dart complete to Kitchens. Randy Kitchens makes the catch, working against Josh Turner on the coverage. That's going to be a 1st and 10 now for Rice.
And I tell you, watching Taylor McHargue, he spent part of his summer at the Manning camp, and he looks confident when he throws it. He had that one series and a half where the ball got away from him a couple times, and Manny Diaz was in his head a little bit. But when he settles in, he can fire.
From the 46-yard line, 1st down and 10. Whistle down, flags down. It was McGarg that said coming into the game. Hold on.
Start by number 64 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, and it's still 1st down.
Tyler Parrish. McGarg said that, most Texas fans probably want to show up a little bit late, a couple minutes into the first quarter, and leave by halftime, but we have other scripts and other plans for this game. And more premature movement. Boy, they're just imploding here if this one's against Rice again.
False start, number 71 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
All right, so now, first and 20. You got to think, what do you have? Because you know Texas is going to play back. I just doubt that they're going to play really aggressive. They got 2 safeties deep, some type of wide receiver screen, something like that to cut this 7, 8, 9 yards for, you know, second and long, then a third and medium would be your goal.
A trips formation to the bottom of your screen. The guard will tuck it under, runs out of bounds at about the 38-yard line.
Well, that was a wonderful move by Alex Okafor. Going against the right tackle, Tyler Parrish, just whipped him to the inside. And Okafor, a guy that had to move inside the defensive tackle last year. He's an undersized, he's not a defensive tackle. But when Manny Diaz got here and saw him moving around, he said, that's a big man to move. We got to get him back out the defensive end.
2nd and 19. Guard with time and incomplete. There was a couple of receivers in the same area. Wilson couldn't squeeze onto it, the Canadian import.
He's got that Canadian sticker on the back of his helmet there.
Wow.
He signed a contract with the Toronto Blue Jays after one batting session. He played on the Canadian Junior National Baseball team, and they liked his left-handed cut. They signed him.
3rd and long, 19 to go. A guard open, but short of the first down. Randy Kitchens about 5 yards short of the first on Texas's side of midfield. Is this you're down to 11? Do you think about going for it here?
I don't. I think you punt this ball away. I would worry. You know, you've been talking about the confidence of Rice.
Right.
If you don't get this, Texas gets good field position. They go down and score. I think you burn your team. So I think you kick this one away.
Kyle Martins comes in.
That was the longest throw, 14 yards on the day. At some point, they need to uncork one. They just have to.
Martins, an All-Conference USA selection a year ago, a Ray Guide nominee. Diggs back deep. Let it bounce. And Rice with a chance to down this. Wow, do they ever, at the 1-yard line. A 48-yard punt and down by Dan Porras. So the Longhorns 99 yards away with 1:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Longhorns leading by 11 points with 1:39 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mark Jones along with Ed Cunningham and Samantha Steele down to the field. And earlier we asked you in our LonghornNetwork.com poll question, who will be the Longhorns' leading rusher tonight? And there's a look at our results with 93% of the precincts reporting so far in.
Here's who
Malcolm Brown.
I'm going with DJ Moore. That's my vote.
You won't give that up, huh?
No.
99 yards away, 1st down and 10. Cody Johnson in the backfield and a flag down on the play. Michael Smith, defensive lineman, may have jumped a little early for Rice.
Yeah, Rice is just really harming themselves.
Offside, number 99 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, and it's still 1st down.
You know, the muffed punt, that's just the technique and mental error. Remember the penalty on with the offensive line hitting late. They've just done enough. If you take those away, what does this game look like? You know? I mean, 7 points for Texas came directly off of that muff and just really harming themselves.
It's up a 1st down and 5 now after that penalty. Gilbert with a play fake. Looking up top. Has a man and hits him in stride. Davis with another long one. Got in behind Philip Gaines.
Mike Davis did a wonderful job on this route and a really nice throw by Garrett Gilbert. And did you notice how Davis had to slow down slightly to make that catch? Great adjustment. Gaines, they go with the play fake. Let's watch the feet. Boy, that is so much different. See how he ends up on his left leg? Remember watching film from last year? He would stick that foot out, and it was almost like he would fall backwards. That was such better technique by Gilbert.
Picture perfect. This is Malcolm Brown Let's take one more look at that strike delivered by Garrett Gilbert.